Scorpio, there's a Sunday coming that will break you in half and rebuild you into a completely new person. I'm not speaking metaphorically. I'm talking about a real, physical, emotional, and spiritual rupture that will happen within you. A Sunday where everything you've been holding in, hiding, repressed, and denying will explode outward in ways you never imagined possible. And when that happens, the person you know as you will cease to exist forever. You've been carrying something heavy for years, haven't you? Something that cuts you to the core whenever you stop to feel it. A pain you've learned to hide so well that sometimes you don't even realize it's there. But it is there, pulsing silently inside your chest, shaping every decision you make, every relationship you build, every mask you wear to appear strong when you feel utterly broken inside. This weight you carry has a name, a story, faces and memories attached. And on this particular Sunday approaching, it will demand its release. Not because you chose to release it, but because you've reached the limit of your ability to continue carrying it. It's like a pressure cooker that has reached its critical point. Explosion is no longer a possibility, it's an inevitability. What will happen this Sunday only happens once in a lifetime because it's the moment when your entire being, body, mind, soul, simultaneously decides it can no longer continue as it was. It's when all the strength you've been using to keep up appearances, to pretend you're okay, to control the narrative of your life, simply runs out. And in this vacuum of control, your rawest truth will emerge with devastating and liberating force. Scorpio, you've always known this moment would come. You've always felt something building inside you, gaining strength, waiting for the right moment to manifest. Over the past few months, you've felt this pressure building. Moments where the mask almost slipped. Nights where you cried alone without fully understanding why. Days where you felt an inexplicable rage burning inside you. These weren't random emotions. They were warnings. They were tremors before the earthquake. Your internal system was trying to prepare you for what's coming. And what's coming this Sunday is a metamorphosis so complete that you'll look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back. Not because you've changed physically, but because the energy you emanate will be completely different. The pain you've been carrying isn't just yours. It's generational. It belongs to all the women in your family who swallowed their truths to maintain peace. It belongs to all the men who closed their hearts to appear strong. It belongs to all the children you were who never felt safe expressing who they truly were. And this Sunday, all this accumulated pain will find its voice and demand to be heard, acknowledged, and honored. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this Sunday will trigger a devastating revelation about a relationship that has defined their lives. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, it will be a truth about themselves that they've always known but never had the courage to admit. And for those born between November 13th and 22nd, it will be the collapse of a version of themselves that they built to survive, but that is now slowly killing them. What makes this Sunday so special is that it will be the first time in your life where you won't have the energy to pretend, where you won't be able to force a smile, where you won't have the strength to say, "I'm fine," when someone asks how you are. Your vulnerability will be completely exposed, and initially this will terrify you. But after the initial terror, you will feel something you haven't experienced in a long time: profound relief. Scorpio, I know the idea of losing control scares you more than anything else. I know you've built your identity around your ability to hold it all together, to be strong for everyone around you, to never let anyone see your wounds. But this control has cost you dearly. It's cost you your authenticity, your spontaneity, your ability to truly connect with others. This Sunday, when all your defenses fail simultaneously, you'll discover something revolutionary. People won't abandon you when you show your truth. The ones who truly matter will draw even closer. They'll see you, perhaps for the first time, as you truly are, and they'll love you not despite your vulnerability, but because of it. The transformation that will occur is not something you can avoid, postpone or control. It is an organic process that has its own intelligence, its own rhythm, its own way of manifesting. All you can do is surrender to it when it arrives, and trust that on the other side of this apparent destruction, a more authentic and powerful version of you is waiting to be born. Scorpio, I need to pause here for a moment and speak directly to your soul. I know you're watching this alone, probably when no one can see the emotion on your face. I know that as you absorb these words, something inside you is trembling with recognition. You're not crazy for feeling this weight. You're not being dramatic for realizing something big is approaching. And you're definitely not alone in this silent pain you've carried for so long. How many nights have you spent awake, feeling like you were carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? How many times have you smiled during the day and cried at night? How many times have you wanted to scream, "I can't take it anymore," but bit back the words because you thought no one would understand? If this resonates with you, if you feel this pain being seen and acknowledged for the first time, I need you to do something for me and all the other Scorpios going through the same thing. Go to the comments right now and write exactly this. I feel the weight and I'm ready to let go. Don't explain, don't elaborate, just write these words. Because when you do, you will validate not only your own experience, but you will also give permission for other Scorpios to acknowledge that they too feel this weight. You will create a silent support network, a mutual recognition that none of you are alone in this coming transformation. Your courage to express yourself, even if it's just through a simple sentence, may be exactly what another Scorpio needs to see to understand that they're not going crazy, that they're not being overly sensitive, that what they feel is real and valid. Go ahead and write, "I feel the weight and I'm ready to let go," and be part of something bigger than your individual pain. When you come back from these comments, I want you to understand something fundamental about what will happen this Sunday. The intensity you will experience is not punishment or chastisement. It is liberation. It is your deepest being finally refusing to live a life that does not honor your truth. It is your soul taking back control of your mind, which has been trying to keep you safe through control and repression. The pain that will emerge this Sunday isn't new. It's old. It's pain you've been harboring, nurturing, protecting, because at some point in your life you learned that feeling it fully would be too dangerous. Maybe you were too young when it arrived. Maybe you were in an environment where showing vulnerability was used against you. Maybe you simply didn't have the emotional resources to process what was happening. But now you do. Now you're strong enough to face what you've been avoiding. Now you have the emotional maturity to stay present with yourself when the pain surfaces. And this Sunday, all that accumulated strength will be put to the test when you finally come face to face with the parts of yourself you've been holding captive. The transformation won't be gentle. Scorpio never goes through gentle changes. You go through complete demolitions followed by total reconstructions. It's as if your soul has to die completely to be reborn in a more authentic form. And death, even when metaphorical, always hurts, always frightens, always forces you to let go of what you know to embrace the unknown. This Sunday, you'll feel waves of emotion that seem greater than your ability to contain them. Memories you've buried will surface with cinematic clarity. Feelings you've denied will pulse through your body with physical intensity. And for a few moments, you may feel as if you're drowning in your own emotions. But here's what you need to understand. You're not drowning. You're learning to swim in deeper emotional waters. You're discovering that you can feel everything, all the pain, all the anger, all the sadness, and still keep breathing, still continue to exist, still continue to be you, just a more complete and integrated version. Scorpio, one of the most shocking discoveries you'll make this Sunday is that the person you thought you were, strong, controlled, impervious, never really existed. It was a construct. An armor you created to protect the true person hidden beneath. And while that armor once served an important purpose, it has now become a prison. The real person who emerges when this armor is removed will surprise you. They will be more vulnerable, yes, but also more genuine, more sensitive, but also more connected, more emotional, but also more alive. You will discover that true strength comes not from repressing emotions, but from feeling them fully and still choosing love over fear. The process of destruction and reconstruction that will take place this Sunday will touch every area of your life. Relationships based on a false version of yourself will be tested or will naturally end. Situations where you've been pretending to be someone you're not will become unsustainable. Environments that require you to hide your truth will begin to feel toxic. But in place of what's removed, space will be created for connections, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with who you truly are. People who can see and accept you in your most authentic form will appear in your life. Situations that allow you to be vulnerable and real will manifest. And you'll discover that the life you've always wanted, one where you can be completely yourself, was always possible. The intensity of this particular Sunday is linked to energetic alignments that amplify Scorpio's capacity for transformation. It's as if the universe has conspired to create the perfect conditions for their metamorphosis. All the forces that normally work against profound change will be temporarily suspended, creating a window where transformation can occur with less resistance. This doesn't mean it will be easy. It means it will be possible in a way it normally isn't. That the energy needed to break old patterns and create new ones will be abundantly available to you. That insights and revelations that normally take years to emerge will emerge in a matter of hours. In the weeks leading up to this Sunday, you may begin to feel a growing anxiety, a feeling that something is about to happen, but you can't quite pinpoint what. This anxiety isn't about something bad coming. It's about profound change, and your psyche is preparing to let go of what it knows and embrace the unknown. You may also begin to have more intense and meaningful dreams. Dreams where you're undergoing physical transformations, or where old versions of yourself are dying, or where you're being born again. These dreams are psychic rehearsals for what's to come. Your subconscious mind is processing and preparing for the real change that's about to happen. Scorpio, in the days leading up to this Sunday, be extra kind to yourself. Your nervous system is preparing for an intense experience, and you may feel more sensitive than usual. You may have less tolerance for unnecessary drama or people who drain your energy. Honor these needs. They are ways your inner wisdom protects you and preserves energy for what's to come. You may also feel an urgent need to sort out pending matters, to have conversations you've been putting off, to resolve conflicts you've been ignoring, to express feelings you've been keeping bottled up. Follow these urges. They are your soul's way of preparing for the new phase that's coming. The less emotional baggage you have when the transformation happens, the cleaner and clearer the process will be. What's happening this Sunday isn't just about releasing old pain. It's also about accessing the power you've always had, but which was blocked by that pain. Scorpio has a natural capacity for regeneration and transformation that's almost magical. But when you're carrying unprocessed trauma, that capacity is compromised. When you finally release what you've been holding onto for so long, you'll discover you have access to levels of energy, creativity, intuition, and personal power you never knew existed. You'll feel as if you've awakened from a long sleep, as if you've had surgery and a giant emotional tumor removed, allowing you to breathe fully for the first time. People around you will notice the change immediately, not because you'll look physically different, but because the energy you emanate will be completely transformed. Where there was once pent-up tension, there will be fluidity. Where there was once forced control, there will be authentic presence. Where there were once carefully constructed masks, there will be raw and beautiful transparency. Some may feel uncomfortable with this new version of you. People who have grown accustomed to your controlled nature may be confused by your new vulnerability. Those who benefited from your tendency to suppress your needs may resist your new boundaries. This is normal and expected. When you change profoundly, the dynamics around you must also change. Scorpio, this coming Sunday will teach you something you've never fully understood. That you can survive feeling everything, that your emotions, no matter how intense, can't destroy you. That vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage in its rawest form. And that on the other side of all this emotional intensity lies a version of you that's more powerful than any mask you've ever worn. The transformation that will occur will set a new standard for how you live your life from now on. You will never again tolerate situations where you have to hide who you truly are. You will never again accept superficial relationships when you know that deep connections are possible. You will never again minimize your emotional needs to maintain false peace. You'll become a fierce defender of your own authenticity and, by extension, the authenticity of others around you. You'll develop a healthy intolerance for emotional games, manipulation, and any relationship that demands you be less than you truly are. And you'll discover that when you set these high standards for your life, the universe responds by sending you people and experiences that meet those standards. In the most intense moments of this Sunday, when you feel like you can no longer contain what's emerging, remember, this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. It's not a punishment, it's a liberation. It's not an end, it's a beginning. You're not breaking, you're finally becoming whole. And when it's all over, when the emotional storm subsides and you find yourself on the other side of this experience, you'll look back and realize that this was the most important day of your life, the day you finally stopped living as an edited version of yourself and started living as your original masterpiece. The person you will be after this Sunday will not be recognizable to who you are today, not because you will be someone completely different, but because you will be you without the limitations you imposed on yourself. You will be you without the fear of being rejected for your intensity. You will be you without the need to hide your depths. You will be you, finally and completely, without excuses. Scorpio, this Sunday marks the end of an era in your life where you lived in separate emotional compartments, keeping your joys, sorrows, anger, and loves in closed drawers so they wouldn't collide and create chaos. But you'll discover that when all these emotions are allowed to coexist and mingle, they don't create chaos. They create richness. They create depth. They create a life truly lived. What only happens once in a lifetime is this specific opportunity to completely die to a version of yourself that was never truly you and be reborn as who you were always meant to be. It's the chance to transform years of repressed pain into profound wisdom. It's the opportunity to convert all the power you've used to control yourself into the power to express yourself authentically. And when you emerge from this experience, you will carry with you not only your own healing, but also the ability to help others heal. Because you will have made the complete journey through your own depths and returned with treasures that can only be found there. You will become a guide to others, still trapped in false versions of themselves, showing through your example that total transformation is possible. If you've made it this far, if you've absorbed every word of this message, if you've felt every vibration of this truth echoing through your being, then you are ready. Your rebirth Sunday is coming, and you have everything you need to not only survive it, but thrive through it. Trust the process, trust yourself, and most importantly, trust that on the other side of this necessary storm, the life you always knew was possible awaits you. Subscribe to this channel now, because what will happen to you this Sunday is just the beginning of a transformation that will unfold over the coming months. You'll need guidance on how to integrate this new version of yourself, how to navigate relationships with your newfound authenticity, and how to use this newfound power constructively. Your Sunday is coming, Scorpio, the Sunday where you finally stop surviving and start living. The Sunday where you trade the safety of emotional prison for the wild freedom of being completely yourself. The Sunday where you discover that the person you're afraid of becoming is exactly the person the world needs you to be.